All right, folks, welcome. We are live tonight for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. Qualifying underway here at Indianapolis, and man, do we got a lot to talk about tonight because it's Indy. Two, we got a new build out here, new car, but we got a lot of other stuff, man, to talk about, points and everything. I want to welcome everybody out there. It's myself, Joe White, up here in the booth, and cutting by Don Runkle. Don, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, Joe. How are you tonight?
Hey, man, doing awesome, and I tell you, it's well, we're right around the corner, and it's almost chase time, and that's going to be the big talk here tonight for us. This is the last race of the regular season before we start to chase next week.
Yeah, we have one more race left here at the Brickyard, and we have a really tight battle for that last, actually for the last couple spots in the points championship there.
Yes. You know, and one most notable, we were talking about it before, Jonathan Cadell. He is in 14th right now. And everybody knows the emergency happening in North Carolina. I'm obviously in North Carolina myself. I'm not near the coast. I'm over near the other side, but I'll probably feel the effects of rains and all, but I think he's over near the coast side. And they're doing a lot of evacuation, and unfortunately, Jonathan Cadell won't be here tonight. I know you know some other things there, Don, but we'll keep him in our thoughts and prayers here. But I'm going to tell you, behind him, he's got 2-3 angry, hungry guys that want to maybe try to leapfrog him here tonight.
Yeah, that's a hornet's nest behind Cadell right there. Like you said, he's sitting in 14th. You got Chad Coleman and Nick Thames, and they're both behind him, and they're tied right now for that, I guess, 15th, 16th spot. They're about 17 points behind Cadell, but right outside of there, you got right there Chris Caboo. He's in 17th, and he's the guy on the outside looking in, and he's not too far out. He's 14 points behind those two guys that are tied, so he has a chance of still getting in. Cadell not being here still has a slim chance of maybe keeping himself in the chase. We got a lot to talk about tonight. It's going to be one heck of a race.
Absolutely, and the three guys when they really look at, obviously Chris Caboo, like you said, Nick Thames, and Chad Cole. Obviously Nick Thames right now sitting
Coleman.
6 and Chad Coleman, excuse me. Yeah.
I always say that too.
Oh, I know. Wow. Chad Coleman and Nick Thames right now 6th and 7th in qualifying. Looks like Chris Caboo's not made a qualifying lap, so we'll just have to see. Now, again, slim chance there. 17 points. I'm going to take in here, and I guess, you know, all this time I should have known, but I'm going to take it's 1 point for each position. And if so, obviously Chris is going to have to be at the very minimum 18 positions ahead.
And not only that, but those halfway bonus points could come into hand, you know, into hand in this. One of those guys can be the top 10 at the halfway point, and that'll give him some more points there. So you never know what could happen.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, folks, here we go. We are gridding these guys up here tonight. As let's get them up here and on pole. Make sure I get the right one here.
Yeah, like you were saying before, though. Yeah, Jonathan, he lives over there in the Hampton Roads area, and he's in the military, and you know they send those ships out to sea when hurricanes come in, so he's got to help do all that kind of stuff. So, and you know, like you said, mandatory evacuations for the area, so that's why he's going to miss the race tonight.
Absolutely. Oh, I tell you what, here we go. Look at that on pole. Eric Arnold putting it out front. Anthony DeBarro's going to be right there in second. Third place starter, Thomas George. Josh Parker, he's going to start here in the fourth place. Fifth place starter, Jose Gonzalez. Nick Thames, we were just talking about him. He's starting 6th here tonight, along with Chad Coleman there in 7th. Two guys we'll keep an eye on throughout the race. Mike Kelly starting in 8th, 9th place man. Nelson Rivera and Glenn Campbell rounds out the top 10 as we look through the rest of this field. Going to be a good one. As always, I always call them some bad, fast drivers and some bad, fast hot rods about to do some bad, fast things here at Indy. It's going to be an awesome race here tonight. Last race of the season before we get into the chase next week.
Yeah, last race of the regular season. We're going to have, these guys are all fighting to try, you know, these guys we were talking about before are trying to fight to get those last few spots in the chase. And man, what a better racetrack to finish the season out, the regular season out, than the Brickyard. These guys are going to be fanning out on these super long straightaways here. They're going to be getting some drafting help from each other. You guys you're going to see some guys trying to make passes just before they dive into those corners. This is going to be one heck of a wicked race tonight.
Absolutely. And along with that too, as you can see out there also, folks, and a new car. We had week 13 last week, and iRacing finally introduced and brought the Camaro out. Now, I'm not a Camaro fan, obviously, because, well, I like Mustangs, and they just don't go hand in hand together. But nice looking car out there, and I know a lot of guys here on iRacing, they've been waiting for it, and we see several of them out there.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to turn any laps in it yet. You know, I normally race a Toyota. But I do like the body lines on this new Chevy. It's a really nice car. It looks really, really good, and I know there's a few guys out here that are sporting it tonight. So
absolutely, guy starting in second place right there, Anthony DeBarro. And yeah, folks, there's really not a lot I can do. Again, his is showing up black, and unfortunately, usually when it does that, that means that's that glitch in trading paints. And I'm going to say he's probably in a silver bullet paint job. He always is.
That's what it looks like to me, yeah. I'm seeing it on my end here, and it's showing a Coors Light silver bullet.
See, I'm going to tell you. They just...
I use better TP. I don't use trading paints. I use a
program
called
I used to use
TP.
I used to use that, and then it stopped working on me.
We'll have to talk after the race.
Yeah. Maybe you can help me set it back up, because I had that at one time, and actually, you're right, it actually worked very well.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it. Yeah, very well. But then it stopped. I kept updating it, and then it stopped working. I was like, dadgummit. So I updated to the new trade pace, and I haven't had any issues, but oh well. Seems like here lately it's just one thing after another. But so the case, we're going racing. Eric Arnold, man, going to start this thing on pole here tonight. Good looking field out there. Talking about the new car. We're going to see, man, who can we tonight be the first race here with a new car at the Sim500? The pace car's off. We're going racing here at Indy. Last race of the chase here, or excuse me, last race before the chase here tonight. Last race of the regular season. Green flag flies. We're racing in Indianapolis. Eric Arnold gets a good jump out front and takes this thing heading off into turn one.
Yeah, he's diving down to turn one with the 5 right behind him. They get lined up. The 23 lines up behind the 5, and it looks like everybody pretty much in the top 20 gets clear into turn one, and they're bombing down into turn two, going through that long back straightaway.
Yes, they are. Everybody's single file, which is probably what they want to do, try to get this thing fanned out a little bit. You got to go way back here in the back, maybe run with the number 9 machine there. Bobby Wetzel, Corbin Hemstreet, batting on it out. Again, just to let you know, you got Nick Tim sitting in 6th, Chad Coleman there in 8th. That's 2 guys that are tied right now for the 16th place spot. But Chris Caboo, he's way back here. He's on dead last right now. I don't know if that is by design or not.
Yeah, it might be by design. He might be just trying to, stay out of the mess right now. Maybe he doesn't feel too comfortable with the setup. Didn't get many practice laps in. You never know. I mean, this is 60 laps. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but here at the Brickyard, it's going to be a long race for these guys.
Also, he obviously doesn't have to come out here and win.
No,
he doesn't have to win. He doesn't have to come up here, and he doesn't really have to finish in the top 10. With 32 cars, he really only has to finish, about the top 15, maybe 15th or so.
He basically just needs to beat Chad Coleman and who was the other one that we're looking at? It was Chad Coleman, and who was the other driver that was tied?
But here's the thing.
Nick Thames, yeah.
But Nick Timms and Chad Cole, they probably will leapfrog Jonathan in the points.
Yeah, most likely.
So, really, technically, no, he doesn't. He just has to then make up the difference between him and Cadell.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. I understand now. He has to make up that 31-point gap between him and Cadell. That's true. You're right about that. So, yeah, he does need to have a good solid run. So,
and I think right now, like what you just said, him running back there in the 31st position, he doesn't have to win. There's 32 cars out here. If he stays out of trouble, I mean, if he comes out, again, folks, we'll talk about it throughout this race. Obviously, Eric Arnold's still out front in this one. Anthony Navarro right there in second. It's just something right here we're going to talk about throughout the race here, is because it's so tight between there. But as far as Chris Caboo goes, no, he doesn't have to come out here and win the race. Doesn't have to lead the most laps. But if he can get, I'm going to say 15th or higher, he's got a 98% shot of coming out of here, taking that 16th spot. Yeah,
I would think so. I mean, like you were saying, he basically just has to race against a driver that's not even here. So and if he can get himself in the top 10 in points before the halfway, then he can even get himself a few bonus points that can help his cause some. So, which for me might have been my decision. That might have led me to try to qualify, so I didn't have to try to make up quite as many spots. But then again, he's probably just looking at the long game, and he's trying to, you know, not maybe get in the way and get into a wreck, or who knows.
Well, you know, you were also talking to some of the drivers out there before the race. You said that it's really slick out there. What I'm seeing right now is a lot of patience being brought about from these drivers. Nobody really right now is looking very aggressive. I think a lot of these guys understand what kind of car they got. It has that feel as of right now. Obviously, that could change, Don. You know how these races go. But it has that feel that long green flag runs. If that's the case, then pit strategy can come into play, tire management. If Chris is very good, fuel strategy. If Chris is good with that, then hey, man, he could probably play that game.
See, and that's another thing. You can definitely save fuel here at this track. You know, I've had a few official and unofficial races here this week in Indianapolis where I've had to save fuel and, you know, had a fuel mileage races. And you can save fuel here on a long run if you think it's going to be a long green flag run. Tires is a little more difficult to save. So if this stretches out to be a long green flag race, then we could definitely see a fuel mileage race.
Absolutely. Chad Coleman sitting right now in the 8th place spot, started 7th, and I believe he is one of the ones. He wasn't always in a Chevy, was he? I think he switched over to the Camaro, didn't he?
You know, I'm not really sure. He might have. I think he did.
Yeah, he's got a JDR graphics out there, which everybody knows JDR does some awesome paint jobs.
Yeah.
On with hippie paint shops too, but he's trying to work over the man right there in front of him. Mike Kelly's got Nelson Rivera right behind them. And there's one thing I'm noticing out here, Don, which I haven't went through the field, so I don't want to say 100%, but I don't see any Toyotas. Oh, wait a minute, there's one. Okay, there's one. Glen Canyon.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, it's because I'm not out there for one.
And you know what? Corbin Hemstreet, he's still in the SS, so I didn't know. Could you still race that? Why? You know you can still race that.
Yeah, they're allowing that. Yeah, you can still race it. Sim500 said that we could race both versions of the Chevy till the end of the year.
Oh, okay, cool.
The rest of the season.
Well, and again, folks, all right, if everybody knows if you're a race
passing
fan.
Going on at the front there.
I see that. And passing going on back here. A lot of mixing and matching going on in the back. Yeah, Justin Parker. Yeah, they're already mixing it up. Look at that. Anthony DeBarro's taking the lead. Josh Parker's in the mix, too. They're all side by side.
George getting in there, too.
You know what this is? This is basically now the time we're starting to see tire wear come into play.
Yep.
Well, we got a
that's
battle.
exactly what it is. You guys basically right now are getting a little bit more dicey. They can, some guys actually like it when the tires get a little worn because they feel like, the car's just getting in. Maybe settle in.
Yeah, right now you see Anthony DeBarro takes the top spot. Josh Parker there falls back in the line. Behind them, the 25, Thomas George. So 3 cars there. The next battle would be a door-to-door affair there. Eric Arnold takes it, along with Jose Gonzalez falling back a little bit. Here comes the 51 of Nick Timms. Now, Nick Timms, I'm going to tell you, he knows what's in stake here. He definitely, but at this point in his game, he just needs to go.
Safe. Yeah, I think he's pretty safe.
Yeah, he's there. He understands that he probably can make this chase. Along with Chad Coleman, it's Chris Jaboot, the one that we're really looking at back there. I don't think Michael. There was another one. Was it Michael Prister?
Yeah, he was behind Chris Jaboot, but I don't think mathematically he could make it in. Okay,
all right. Right now, you're seeing these guys. They were all single file. They're jockeying around for some positions now because you're starting to see we're 9 laps in with the track conditions like they are, tire wear. You're starting to see the guys who have been saving a little bit, and you'll start seeing the guys who are not, who are coming on. The guys that are better at a looser style setup.
Yeah, basically what it is guys that are able to get the runs off the corners. Here at Indianapolis, that's the biggest thing in a stock car is getting that good bite off the corner so you can carry that speed all the way down those super long straightaways. because if your car binds up coming off those corners, it could really slow you down going down that straightaway, and you could literally just get hung out to dry. Cars will just pass you on the high side. The draft definitely comes into account here.
Yes, it does. No doubt about it. Well, right now, these guys, man, are they're all kind of fanned out here, kind of all single file, bringing this thing into kind of a freight train here. You see some passing here and there every once in a while. You still got a man out front, Anthony DeBarro, Josh Parker there in second, Thomas George third, Eric Arnold fourth, Nick Timms, he's right there sitting in fifth. Chad Coleman's back there in 11th. Chris Jabu has moved up a couple positions. He's up to 29th. Again, I got a feeling that might be his MO here. He's just going to try to maybe take it one step at a time.
Yeah, you know, right now, I mean, we're only on lap 10 of the race, but about lap 15 to 20, these cars are going to get very wicked to try to handle. They're going to get super loose coming off the corners. So you might see some different pit strategies here if these guys think that it's going to go green, you know, for the distance. Some guys might try to break this race down in half, you know, or run it out dry. You never know, but I just honestly, I think this is going to come down to a fuel mileage race. That's the way this race is looking right now.
All right, I'm going to try to bring up my better TP here, see if it updates on its own. Maybe I'll get lucky and it'll just pop up Anthony's car or whatnot.
I think you have to update it yourself, honestly. I think you have to go.
Well, it's download. I just actually brought it up, and it's actually downloading all the cars now. So maybe it'll maybe it'll yank them. We're gonna see as soon as it gets to Anthony's car. We'll actually see if it actually pulls it.
Yeah, I see Anthony's is the silver bullet.
That's what I was thinking. All right. Just downloaded his suit. I didn't download his car, so yeah, folks. Normally, it's an error between, it's like a 32-bit to 24-bit saving paint job between trading paints and iracing. But hey, I try to do all I can, man, because these guys, they work hard on their paint jobs and definitely want to show it out. But what we're seeing right now is basically, I think it's a tire management race. They understand this track is very slick and treacherous. Yeah,
it is. It can't. I mean, it eats tires up too. Indianapolis is not forgiving on tires at all, even if you try to save them. It really does punish the tires here. Just because you're carrying so much speed going into these, you know, their corners are banked, but not quite that much. They're pretty flat, so it does punish the right sides a lot.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're racing side by side with guys, you know, have a guy in the low sides trying to keep it down there. But it looks like the top guys, they're just pretty much nose to tail. They don't appear to be racing too hard. They're just kind of riding along there. It doesn't really see any side-by-side action until we get, looks like maybe almost to 15th place.
Yeah, and yeah, everybody's, like you just said, is kind of nose to tail, kind of looking back here, Glenn Campbell and all. And yeah, it still didn't update those paints, so I don't know what's going on, but oh well. We'll work with it, you know. I'm noticing it's just all the Camaros.
Just a technical glitch.
Well, it mostly hits the Xfinity, and it makes me mad though, because I want to show these guys paint jobs.
Definitely. I'd love to borrow one too.
Yeah, I could get up with them and by next week and sell them to give them their actual files and stuff like that.
Yeah, or I sometimes delete all the files in the paint folder, and sometimes that works. But
yeah, I've done that.
These guys got pretty spread out here, man. Top three.
Yeah,
really spread out there.
And that's
I think some fanning out back there by Nick Thames, though.
And I think what you're seeing is the tire wear. You know what? Actually, you got some excitement there. 3 wide, man, going into the turn. Well, they got to settle that one. Boy, Nick Thames. Yeah. Ooh. Well, Nick's probably thinking, wait a minute, I don't want to be in the mix of that.
Oh, Jose Gonzalez taps him a little bit there.
Yeah, got a little wiggly coming off the turn, didn't he?
Yeah, it looked like he, that was Sean Casto he got into the back of. Got him a little loose. They're still battling. They're hitting doors there.
Sean looks a little bit off the pace. Jose looks a little faster. He's got that outside line. Here comes old Mike Kelly, though, on the inside. They'll go side by side. Don't know if the outside's the place to be. Trying to look and see what maybe kind of grew. Now, outside coming off the turn, but they're still beating and banging.
Still
Ouch.
hitting Jose in the corner, in the short shoot there. These guys will not give up these spots.
Yeah, they were beating and banging, man. Side-by-side action right there. A little bit of, Rubbins racing.
Yeah, these guys are definitely battling it out for those spots. And yeah, Nick Thames is glad he's in front of these guys. He's trying to, like he said, he's trying to get into the chase here. He doesn't want nothing to do with that.
Absolutely, he's in front of it. Boy, Mike Kelly had to chase that car. Yeah, he did. The 22 of old Nelson Rivera, he slides up underneath. Jose Gonzalez takes the spot. So it's probably that action right here on the track.
Yeah, these guys are definitely battling hard here. You see these guys fanning out. They're trying to catch that draft on each other. Jose peeks his nose out a little bit, then tucks back in.
Here comes Nelson Rivera. He's looking his nose on the inside of Mike Kelly. See if he can't get that spot. Jose's back on the door of him. So some good battling going on here. You just got to be very careful at lap 16. When do you think pit stops might be?
Well, that's what I was thinking before. I mean, I don't think they can pretty much go, I think, about 35 laps on fuel. Maybe, it just depends on if some of these guys are saving or not, which right now doesn't look like anybody's saving anything. But then again, guys might want to, I don't know if guys are going to try to split the race in half. Some guys, I don't know. I mean, you're probably not going to get put a lap down here if you get a good pit stop. And as long as you're not already, the leader's coming up on you when you're pitting. But, I'm not really sure. I mean, I try to get this information out of some of these drivers beforehand. But, as we've seen with guys like Nick Cohan, who that's another driver we don't see here tonight, our points leader. But you can see I tried to get pit strategy out of him before, and he's kind of led me astray. So I'm not really sure how this is going to go with these.
Well, they don't tell us because we know we're up here in the broadcast and we won't give them away. And a lot of these guys, it's amazing. I mean, a lot of these guys do listen to it while we're up here and, try to get some insights. But, man, a good battle going on for 7th and 8th spot. You got Nelson Rivera and Mike Kelly. They're right there nose to tail and behind them too. But I was just looking back here, peeking just a little bit here, Don. I was watching Chris Jabou. He's up to 26th spot. He is picking them off one by one, and I think what we were talking about earlier is that's his strategy. I feel if we was to talk to him that he's already in his mind calculated what he needs to do to get into 16th.
I think you're probably right about that. I think he already knows that he has to just have himself a good, clean race. He's got to finish in a certain position, and I think that's all his goal is tonight. He doesn't care about anybody else at the track except where he's going to finish, and as long as he gets in that chase.
Yep, right now, and he's come from last place to 26 right now. So I think that's what he's doing. He's trying to march himself to the front, maybe the long and hard way instead of getting in the middle of the pack and racing and hopefully getting caught up with something. But then again, he's got to have a feeling for this track. Who knows? I mean, I just, if it would be me coming in here, I would already know what I need, how many points I need, where I need to be at. That's just how I was anytime I was doing points racing. I'd always find out what I needed to do.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I also don't think that he knew Jonathan Goodell was going to be absent from the race until probably about an hour before the race, too. But so far, he's doing what he needs to do. He's just slowly picking guys off. He's keeping it clean. The car looks like it's in great shape. And, he looks like he's, being pretty competitive out there. Just because he's running in the back doesn't mean he's not fast.
No, and that's true because you got to look at this field and what they are. A lot of these guys are nose to tail, and most notably I'm watching this battle right here with Nick Silver, Nelson Rivera, and Sean Castro right there. And behind them, you got the 56 Tommy Rhines and Justin Fuller.
Great battle there.
Great battle going on. Yeah, but you just mentioned it right there. It's just because he's in the back doesn't mean he's not fast on the track. Everybody right now looks almost kind of equal. Nobody to me is kind of standing out as a dominant. Yeah, Anthony DeBarro's still leading this one, but he's not running away from the field. He's got a 1.2 second lead, but that's not like he's just flying out there and taking off, or I see anybody else coming through the field like game busters.
Yeah, he's just, he's ran a good race. He's kept a good speed, a good pace, and like you said, I mean, he's got a good lead on Josh Parker, but he's he's not absolutely dominating. We're on lap 20 of a 60 lap race. We're only a third of the way through, so a whole lot of things can happen.
Absolutely.
Looks like Chad Coleman pitted. Am I correct? It looked like he was
did.
coming out of the pits while we
Yep.
were talking about the leader there, because he's getting his lap back right now because he's got those new tires.
Yep. So if that's true, that's about 20 laps, 19, 20 laps in.
See, I was thinking some guys might try to break this. He might have sped on pit road. He's coming back down.
Ooh, ouch, that's going to hurt.
Well, I was thinking some guys might break this race up into thirds. They might think fresh rubber is going to be faster overall, so they're going to break the race down into 20-lap segments. So, and then maybe he sped on pit road. You know, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, but I know he's coming down. Eric Arnold's coming down with him.
I noticed that.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens here, how this one plays out. We'll see what I'm watching him on pit road. Yep, he had a penalty because it's stop and go.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. The way he was coming back around, I kind of figured he got a penalty. That's a real shame right there. That's one of our drivers that's going for that spot in the chase.
Yeah, now this is interesting. How far back is Chad Coleman from Jonathan Goodell?
I think he's tied with. Isn't he one of the drivers?
He's tied with Nick Timms, but how far back is he from Goodell?
Oh, there are 17 points. He's 17 points behind.
So this makes it interesting. And this is just the talk, and this is just what we bring up, the excitement, because now this makes it even harder for Chris Jabbout, who was even a little bit further back. I thought Chris was 17. Chad and him was a little less.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up.
All right.
Okay. Jonathan Goodell. Okay. Chad Coleman and Nick Thames before the race were 17 points behind Jonathan Goodell. They were tied for 15th in the chase. Chris Jabbout is listed as 17th place, and he is 14 points behind Nick Thames and Chad Coleman. So he is actually 31 points behind Jonathan Goodell.
Okay. All right.
If you guys all followed all my my math there.
Yeah. Okay, so, the mess up by Chad Coleman. All right, so I guess I got to reevaluate, because I thought Chris Jabbout was a little closer than that than what he was there. So now the mess up by Chad Coleman, with him being a lap down, puts Chris Jabbout in front of him. The thing about it is Chad wants to get that lap back, get back up front. Chris wants to definitely get in the top 10 or top 15 to move on up.
Yeah, definitely. And as of right now, I mean, I don't think that Chris Jabbout is quite high enough in the field to have passed Chad Coleman yet.
Oh yeah, he's passed him. Not in points. No, you're right.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Points. I'm talking points wise. Sorry.
No, he's 22nd. He's 22nd. Chad Coleman's 30th.
Yeah.
That would be 8 points now. Yeah. Another 10 positions, and guess what?
Like you were saying, he has to be in the top 15.
Yeah, top 15 or something like that. And hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, it's doable.
It
and
is.
This is what you don't want to be as a chase contender. The nerves there. Chad Coleman making a mistake. Little mistakes can kill you.
Yeah, and then your competitors can, use those opportunities to climb through the field and gain those points on you there.
Absolutely.
We got a good battle back here, like Tommy Ryan, these kind of guys back there. They're really battling. Back by about, what is this?
See that?
9, 10, 11.
It is. Well, I just actually looked back there, and all I saw was a bunch of black Camaros, and I'm sitting going, well, look, it's the Midnight Express coming up back there.
It was like 3 wide on the straightaway for a little while there. They were going at it.
If you see it on the broadcast here, I always like to say, folks, all you're seeing is black cars, and that's all you see out there, and it's kind of cool. Actually, it looks kind of cool, because you see about 5 of them right there just battling it out side by side. So you got the nighttime express happening back there.
Yeah, all those new paint schemes just not quite showing up yet.
Yeah,
but
man,
good race,
59 though. Sean is all kinds of loose, and they're going to try to take a 3 wide. Thought about it. Nope, not quite yet. But I'm going to tell you what, Sean is all kind of loose with that car.
Yeah, it looks like, well, hey, we're getting pretty long in the run. We're 25 laps into the run, and we haven't had a yellow yet or anything. So these tires are getting really worn. A lot of these guys are having a heck of a time holding on to them. Yep.
Good run so far by everybody out here as Like we were just saying. Man, look at that. They're still dicing it up back there in that back.
Yeah, they're battling, man. These guys aren't giving up at all. It's getting crazy back there. These guys are almost beating and banging with each other, getting close.
So far, so good. Sean Castro, very close to the 9 machine there.
That was
He's
very
actually
close.
a lap down. Bobby Wetzel, he's got newer tires, so he's going to be able to come through that field a lot quicker than what those guys are.
I think he's one of those guys that probably pitted around lap 20.
Yep. We're lap 26 right now on this one. We got 60 laps here to go. Sean is just falling off the pace. I don't know if he just doesn't have the handle or what. I got a feeling, they're trying to go the halfway point here. Halfway, obviously, is lap 30. I think they're looking at maybe one pit stop.
Some of these guys are probably going to do that, make this a 1 pit stop race. It looks like I think Nick Thames is definitely going to do that. He's one of our drivers that we were talking about that's trying to get there in that top 16 for the chase, and he's right there tied with Chad Coleman. So, and right now he's looking really good for his race as far as the points go. He's sitting in 4th right now, and he's only a few laps away from getting those 4th place bonus points for the halfway, which is going to really boost his points to try to stay in that top 16.
Absolutely, it will, man. Helps his case out a lot. Sitting in 4th right there, Nick Thames. So he's having a good run. Don't want to jinx him, give him the broadcaster jinx or anything. I know I've done that before. Get up here, talk a lot. Next thing you know, boom. I know Jonathan goes, Joe, what's wrong with
Jonathan right now wants you to root for him. He wants you to be his number 1 fan.
Yeah, he's out on the track. Yeah, he's not on the track right now. So yeah,
he wants you to wear a Nick Thames T-shirt.
Yeah. Joe, you talk about Nick all you want tonight. Go ahead. Oh, I was talking him up the other night, and all of a sudden, boom, he hits the wall. And then after the race, Johnson was like, man, look, Joe out there
talking about me.
yelling, oh, John just doing this. Next thing I know, hit the wall. It's like, man. I was like, well, I'm going to quit talking about it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a good run,
he's
though.
Pretty good right now, though.
Yeah, he is. And Anthony DeBarro is another one who, that's obvious. Week in and week out.
I'm on the backstretch. Who's that Pennzoil car? Gosh, he got really wicked
Bobby
loose.
Wetzel.
He was wiggling all over the place just a minute. I thought he was going to get around.
Well, Sean Castro's right there on the inside of him. Bobby Wetzel, man, he's one that made a pit stop earlier on. He's got a little bit of damage, but yeah, you're right. The 9 machine there.
Look at he was struggling to hold on to it for a minute or trying to gather it up. I don't know.
Well, we got some more pit stops happening.
More pit stops happening. Are these guys in the top 10 pit?
Some of them are.
Yeah. Huh. Well.
Okay.
Not everybody's running, not everybody's trying to get in that top 16. Not everybody's running for points out here, so.
Well, Nick is not going to come into the pits. There's no way at this point, even if he is way slow in the field, he's going to wait another lap or so here to definitely, because he's up to 3rd now.
Yeah, he's up to 3rd. All he sees is bonus points in his eyes right now. He's championship points racing right now. He's doing everything he can to try to get the maximum points that he can possibly get. Once he was in the top 10, I knew he wasn't going to pit.
And the thing too is
Thomas George pitting.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yep. And the thing is, that puts Nick Thames up to 2nd.
That puts him up to 2nd. Yeah,
as long as it is, also Anthony DeBarro, as long as he is right there with him, he understands. As long as the leader stays out, why not stay out?
Yeah, definitely. You're absolutely right. And Nick Thames, he's right now he's doing everything he needs to do right now to make sure he secures his spot in this championship chase.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, Chris Jaboo, 3 positions out of 10th place, man, would have really worked out very well for him there.
Oh, definitely. He would have loved a couple more guys pitting right there, but still, gaining those positions we're talking about. He needs to stay in the top 15. Right now he's in 14th place. I'm sure he's going to be probably making some pit stops here. I think you're going to see a lot of guys dive on the pit road here now that we're going to be past the halfway.
If the race was to end at this point, Chad Coleman sits in 29th. Chris Jaboo sits 13th. That is 17 points, ain't it?
Wow, that's probably a lock right there.
That's
whoa, somebody spun getting on pit road. The 45 car looking got sideways, getting on pit road entrance right there.
Yeah, he did. I saw that. Let's go get a click on him and see.
He gathered it back up, but it was dicey.
45. We'll find him. Denayer.
Dan Denayer.
Dan Denayer. Yeah, he locked it up and then closed off pit road, and he almost backed up into another one there. But he got it going. Don't look like he hit anything, so that's good.
No, I don't think he hit anything. Looks like our leader's pitting.
I got a feeling it's going to bring Nick Timms in because halfway bonus points goes to Anthony
Nick
Barr.
Timms coming too, following right behind him.
He's following the leader. That's exactly
Chad
what he
Cole
did.
Coming in. Corbin Hemstreet, Glenn Campbell, all these guys coming in. These pit stops all happening right now, halfway. Look like Shane Ewing, Joey Katina are going to stay out. Mike Kelly is still out there. I don't think any of those guys pitted at the 20 lap mark, did they?
Yeah, awesome run. And, you know, Nick Timms following the leader there. So he's doing what he has to do. So that puts Shane, Joey Katina, and Chris Jabu, who is yet to come into the pits. Eric Arnold will probably be the first one out leading this one. Don't know what the strategy is on Chris's point here.
He might be just trying to stretch his fuel mileage a little bit. Maybe thinking at the end he might. I don't know. You know, they should be able to go the rest of the way though. Especially if they pitted at the halfway mark. I see no reason why these guys should have plenty of fuel to make it to the end.
Not unless he's going for leading a lap.
Maybe he might be. He might be trying to think about that. Yeah.
Well, he just led that lap.
So yeah, he gets points for that right there.
So I got a feeling smart. That's what he's doing. I think he's playing a points game right now. Yeah. He knows he's going to have to make a pit stop. Come in. Chad Coleman right now back in 26th spot. He's got back on the lead lap. But with that one, well, I guess it's one bonus point. I believe it is.
Yes, it is. It's one bonus point for leading at least a lap.
Now,
and then I think you get another bonus point for leading the most laps.
Okay, my other question is, and I guess it's on the website, we could look. If not, that's okay. We know the bonus point for leading the lap. Do they get anything for being clean, no incidents, et cetera, et cetera? Okay. All right. We know the top 10, obviously, and he just missed that one. Yeah, he just missed it. Nick Timms, though, boy, he capitalized big on that one.
Well, I mean, Chris Cabu and Nick Timms seem to be doing the best job as far as trying to do a points race to stay in the top 16. It's just that Nick Timms is just doing a far better job of it so far, putting himself, you know, right there in, what was he, second place when we got the bonus points there. And, you know, and he's at a pretty fast car. He's kept it clean. So, yeah, Chris Jabu, he's still out there. You know, he might be just trying to stretch the fuel mileage, thinking that, hey, maybe I can catch a lucky yellow or something. And, you know, but I'm sure he's going to be pitting here soon.
Gotta be. He's been out there for 34 laps and definitely way off the pace from a lot of the other guys. This might benefit him at the end of the race. Not 100% sure, but usually what we see happening here, he's coming in now. But what we usually see at the end of the races here are guys on short pit, so that kind of throws his strategy out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was more like you were saying. It was more that kind of thing where, hey, you know, I got to do what I got to do for championship points. Let me just stay out here, lead a lap, and get at least one.
Yep.
Because sometimes it can get tight. You know, I mean, those guys are tied right now, so even 1 point can matter.
Yeah, Nick Timms right now, though, is still looking good. He's right there in 13th. He didn't really fall off the pace too much or anything. Chad Coleman is the one who's got a lot of work to do, back in 27th position. Although he understands really now he's only racing Chris, and he really doesn't have to race Nick to stay in the 16th spot.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. He basically just has to race Chris, so that's the only one he's probably worried about right now.
A lot of scenarios happening here, folks. Indianapolis here tonight. Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. Last race of the regular season. We go to the chase next week. We start. 16 drivers are going to fight it out to see who's going to be the champ here this season. And it's been a very, very good one so far. And we've got a tight battle for that 16th spot. What we've been talking about. You got Chad Coleman and Nick Timms are tied actually right now for it. Chris Jabu is outside looking in, trying everything he possibly can. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens as laps wind down and the race winds down.
Yeah, it's pretty much the top 13 in the points right now are locked in to the chase. We're just basically, this race is going to determine 14th, 15th, and 16th, basically the last 3 spots. So Nick Cohan is the points leader right now, and you know, Nick's not here tonight. I do want to send a little love out to Nick. He lost a very close family friend here recently, and I know he's going through a lot of hard times with that, struggling. But I just want to let Nick know, you know, we got a lot of people here. We love you, man. We're thinking about you, and yeah, I just wanted to send some love out to Nick.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, man. Absolutely, man. It's a hard thing to deal with it, you know, and hate that. Didn't know he was going through something like that, but definitely hope everything's okay and he pulls through. We'll keep our thoughts and prayers to him out there. You know, missed him out on the track, but we understand, man, life things are more important, and you got to be with the family.
Yeah, definitely. So we definitely miss him out here, but I'm sure he'll be back out here next week. And yeah, like you said, he's our points leader, so he can afford to miss a race.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Doug Roth, I got it. Let me, before I say
He's always
anything.
the point. He's always the really good paint schemes we check out.
Let me, I got it before I say anything about it. Let me
I already
get
know what you're
my
going to say
shot.
before
Let me get my close-up, if I've got my close-up shot of it.
It deserves it.
I ain't going. I don't know if I got my close-up of it. We'll find out how close I can get to it. There. That's Hippie's Paint Shop, folks. And obviously we lost a great guy this past week. Was talking about it. Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, Bandit.
Lived a long time with the Bandit. And yes, he is out there with the now. Obviously, I think me morally, I think it's kind of disgrace to put the bird on a Camaro because that is a Trans. Yeah, I know he's representing, but it's a Trans Am. But it is cool.
It's awesome.
Hippie's Paint Shop makes some cool paint jobs. Mostly he's out here running those STPs, and I always make a comment about them. But man, that is cool to see that right there. A good looking shot. As soon as I saw it, I was like, wow, that is awesome to see.
It's cool to see he's representing the Bandit right there.
Yeah. So that was awesome. That's Doug Roth. Yeah, not having a night he wants, but man, he's out there definitely got a nice, sweet little paint job. I thought I had my side shot view, but I guess I don't on here. Didn't have it loaded up, but really nice one.
I'm looking at Nick Thames, not to cut you off there, man. He's in the top 10, man. This guy is just making sure he's going to secure his spot in this chase.
Yeah, good night, too. You know, there's another thing about Nick. He called himself Mr. 9 times, and I always called him Nick Thames, man, when I first came on, because that's about how his name looked. And just kind of run and joke there, talked to him a couple times. Nick, I said, where do you get Nick Thames at all that? I mean, the thing looks like Thames to me, but the Hitman, he's got the Hitman paint job there, John. I'm going to tell you, he's not had the season that he's wanted. It's been up and down, but the last, I'm going to probably say 5, 6, 7 races, he's been very consistent, and that's what's put him in this point right now.
Yeah, he's actually pulled out a lot of good, consistent finishes here where he's been able to, you know, basically beat and scratch and claw his way up to make sure he can, you know, get in the position he's in now. And having a race like he is right now so far, it looks like he's going to definitely lock in this top 16. And, yeah, he's, you know, self-sponsored car there, man. The hitmanracewear.com is his website. And, you know, he sells stuff there. That's his own product there in the car.
All right, good deal. Well, definitely doing an outstanding job. He's in 9th. And currently, right now, he would be locked into the chase going into this thing by virtue of he came in tied, sitting in 15th. Right now, Chad Coleman was the man he was tied with, is 24th. And if you're talking about Chris Jabou is right in front of him in 21st position. But he's going to be on a lot better tires. Actually, a whole lot better tires than what Chad Coleman is. About 20 laps or so.
That was maybe that was his thinking of staying out when we were talking earlier about how long he was staying out. Maybe he was thinking that, hey, you know, these guys will be on a little bit older tires at the end of this race, and I'll be on some fresher rubber. Maybe he can pick up some spots.
And again, folks, he doesn't have to win, but he's 17 points back from Chad Coleman. Chad Coleman did not get any bonus points from the halfway. Nick Thames did, so that helps Nick in the tie right there between them.
Oh, we have a wreck. The 23 car's around. Oh, and he hit hard. And somebody just got into him, too. Oh.
23.
Big wreck.
I saw it in the background.
Yeah, the 23 of Josh Parker. He was running second at the time. Did he get caught up with a lap car?
Hold on, we'll go back on the replay here. And yeah, that was the Napa car, man. He was out front there for a little bit. I don't know if he just took a pit stop or what, but let's see. Let's watch the replay.
Anthony DeBarro with him.
Let's see what we got. All right, watching this replay here. He's coming around. He had a little damage there. Oh, he just comes off the wall.
Yeah.
And just bumps it and hard lick into there. And Anthony DeBarro just shot him across the track. That was kind of he just lost it. And man, he hit the pit wall hard.
He hit the end of the pit wall and flipped him back into the track, right in the path of Anthony DeBarro. Anthony had nowhere to go.
Let's see. I'll try to get a hood view here, maybe. Well, try to get a shot maybe to see.
He was in the lead at the time, wasn't he? That was our leader at the time.
Not sure if he was leading. I know he was out front.
No, he definitely was leading. It's showing that, yeah, he was the leader at the time. That was our leader right there.
Just lost it coming out of the turn.
Yeah, and then just hit the end of the pit road wall, and then Anthony DeBarro with nowhere to go.
It doesn't look like Anthony sustained too much damage on that, so maybe he got the benefit of the net code, ghosting through the car or whatever you want to call it. Well, this actually shakes up the pit strategy here. Chris Jabou's pit strategy is out the window now.
Definitely. You know, I know Anthony DeBarro kind of net coded or ghosted through that hit. The only problem is sometimes when that happens, it'll still sometimes do damage to your motor or something like that. So he might not even know how bad that race car is until he either gets up to speed or maybe gets down pit road. I'm not exactly sure. So that could still be a question, you know, and Thomas George is right there. He finished runner-up last night in the Xfinity race here.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens here as race off pit road, and we'll see what now maybe Chris Jabou has up his sleeve, because, well, everybody can make it all the way now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, I mean, basically these guys are just going to have maybe about, after we go green, looks like probably about a 15-lap shootout. So,
yep.
Fresh tires on all these cars, 15 laps. I think we're going to see some fantastic racing. You're going to see these guys fan out on these straightaways. I guarantee it.
Yeah, and they got Chad Coleman. It's going to be right there behind Chris Jabou, and as long as that's all he's got to do is just keep him in his sights. Yeah. Doesn't really have to pass him, just got to keep him right there. So it's going to be interesting to see what we got going on here. Anthony DeBarro's the man who was out front. We're going to have to keep an eye on him to make sure that the nose of that car is not hurt or anything. Thomas George sitting in second. Tommy Ryan's up in the third. Mike Kelly fourth. And Nick Silver rounds out the fifth place spot. As folks, are going to be about, like I said, 15 to go in this one. Last race before the chase. 16 drivers, and it's close for the 16th spot.
It's definitely close. These pit stops mean everything right there. These guys can't speed on pit road. They have to hit their marks. They got to get off pit road smooth. They definitely want to make sure these pit stops count.
Good one so far here. Is just kind of looking through the field a little bit, seeing where everybody is. You know, Nick Timms has been a man on a mission. He's right there in ninth. He's been doing an outstanding job here. Anthony DeBarro still got in control of this one. Hopefully that car is okay. Thomas George would love to get up there and maybe steal it from him.
Yeah, he wouldn't mind it right now. I mean, like I said, he was runner-up last night in the Brickyard here, and I'm sure he'd like to try to score a win here. Big win for him. It would be a really big win for him here at the Brickyard.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants to win in Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah. They had the Indy race here today, and I saw Brad Keselowski won now.
Two of them. Xfinity race and the Cup race. Doubleheader today. It was a great race. I can't remember who won the Xfinity race for the life of me, but yeah, Brad K got that Cup win.
Was it gone? I think it was gone.
I really don't remember. No, it was a guy that's... Yeah, I can't remember. He's won 5 times this year. I can't remember his name now.
Okay. I saw it as I looked on the website. That's what I do. I look on the websites now. I don't really... I slept the day afterwards. I'll admit it. I was like, forget it. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, lights on the pace car off, so we're going to get like a 15-lap shootout here. This
yes,
is gonna be
we
good.
are.
Fresh tires on these guys. You're going to see these guys fan out 2, 3, maybe even 4 wide on these straightaways as they're battling for position with these new tires. So this is
Here
going to
we
be
go.
interesting.
Yes, sir. Here we go. I'll tell you what, pace car's pulling them around. Going to be 15 to go here. Last race here before the chase. Regular season will be over with at this point. We start the chase next week. Pace car's pulling them around. Anthony coming out of turn 4 here. As pace car's going to take that hard left turn off on pit road and let these boys up front, man, go to work. Everybody's going to try to probably get single file, but they will fan out. Here we go. Pace car's in. The green flag flies. Anthony DeBarro puts the pedal down, and we are racing back here at Indianapolis as they cross the line. Everybody's 2x2. Friend all the way back.
Yeah, Anthony DeBarro's diving it down into turn 1. Thomas George is side by side with, who is that? The 66 going into turn 1, and Mike Kelly's right there too.
Tommy Ryan's mixing it up a little bit. That's what I thought. Allgaier won the Xfinity race. Yeah.
Allgaier, thank you.
Allgaier, yeah. I knew it was an A. I knew it was an A something, man. I was close. I was like, yeah. I remember seeing a weird name. Look at this. Nick Timms is in a battle back there. Something he probably doesn't want to do. He probably wants I know he wants to race. Now, here's the thing. You know, as a racer's mentality, you want to try to race. You don't want to get into a spot where you can't. But he has to understand he is securely locked into the chase. Wrecking right now is not what he wants to do is tear that car up.
Wrecking right now would be a terrible thing for this night. He just basically, I know he wants to protect those positions, but he just needs to basically keep that car clean and just bring it to the end.
Yeah, Mitch Rollo right there, nothing to lose. And if you get around a guy, man, that has nothing to lose, sometimes it's better just to say, you know what, go on, fight for it, live to fight another day.
That's
and
right.
Let that guy go, and you keep going because he's still in the 10th place spot, folks. Chad Coleman is in 20th. He's already got a bonus point lead, so he's 10 spots ahead. Remember, he only has to be 1 position ahead of Chad Coleman to take the spot.
Yeah, definitely. He doesn't have to, gain more positions in the points. He just needs to basically gain 1 more position, and then he's good to go. So, and I think he's going to be able to do that.
Absolutely. Right now, still Nick is in the hunt. Everybody's single file up front. Anthony DeBarro, he's been the king out front all night long. Tommy Ryan's right there in 2nd. Thomas George sitting in 3rd. You got Mike Kelly up into the 4th place spot as we're getting down close to about 10 to go in this one.
Yeah, it's getting close to go time. These guys know, man. 10 to go. It's Anthony DeBarro. I mean, I guess the answers the question of did he have any engine damage or anything? I mean, he doesn't look damaged at all. That car is flying. It's on rails, and he's right now in the lead, just walking away.
Could he be the first man to put the Camaro in victory lane here at the Sim500? Because this is the first race. We were also off last week due to Labor Day and had week 13 there. But tonight we're back racing here, and we're going to be racing pretty much for the rest of the season as we're going to close in on the chase after tonight starts next week. And it's going to be exciting here, Don.
Oh, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to the battle for this championship. I mean, we're talking about these guys just trying to make it to this spot 16, but I look forward to this championship, the battle for these guys.
So far, Chad Coleman, he's got himself locked in. He's sitting 19th, Chris Jabou's 21st. So that's just something we're just going to keep our eye at. Obviously, Jonathan Cadell, I'm going to go ahead and say it as of right now, he's locked into the chase. He would be pretty much locked into the chase. He's either going to be 15th or 16th, either one. But Jonathan, if you're listening or watching, hopefully you are, and I know you're probably busy, but you catch us later. But hey, I think you're pretty safe on making the chase here, and be safe. Hopefully see you next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Next week would be the heartbreaker we misses. But again, hey, you know what? I look at things, and life stuff got to be more important on.
Oh, definitely. Real life takes precedence over some racing. He's got a hurricane bearing down on this area.
Oh, well, yeah, and even where I'm at here in the NC, and my thoughts and prayers go to everybody out in the coast, I still could get affected by that thing. I still remember back in the Hugo. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about or not.
Yeah,
but,
I do.
We had Hurricane Hugo back in 1989, and I remember those days also well as it got this far where I'm at inland and tore Jack up.
Yeah, the only hurricane I was in was Hurricane Bonnie back in '98 when I was in the Hampton Roads area, and got a few things messed up in that one. But That was category 3. It wasn't that bad.
Wow. Well, like I say, again, our thoughts and prayers to everybody out there. And a couple drivers here tonight dealing with that. Obviously, Jonathan Candell, and then, like you just said, Nick Cohan, excuse me, I'll get it out. He's lost in his family. He's definitely with them. So we'll keep your thoughts and prayers there. But I'm watching Eric Arnold. Man, he started this race good, but, man, he's marred back in traffic back in 16th.
Yeah, he's trying to get himself back up there. He's kind of, marred a little bit back there. He's working his way up slowly, trying to anyway.
Absolutely. Trying to get back up front. You still got Anthony DeBarro. He's out front. Tommy Rines is trying to run him down the best he possibly can. Just can't quite get the bite he has. And, I just got to say real quick, I got to give a shout-out to Sim500 here in Transervice and all the drivers. Give a shout-out to you. And to Harrison. I hope Harrison is still watching some of the races. He started out the season up here at the booth with me. It's been an outstanding regular season, and we're closing the regular season out here tonight and starting to chase. And it's about to heat up, and it's been fun so far.
It's been a blast, man. I've had a good time up here in the booth with you for part of the season here. I'm really glad you guys invited me up here so I could do this with you, and it's been fun, man. If I can't be out on the track, the best thing to do is sit here and watch it and talk about it with you.
A lot safer too there, better on the nerves.
That's right. Better on the nerves and the anxiety and all that. That's right.
No doubt. Yeah, you're right, Harrison. Harrison. Hazard. Yeah, Katrina probably was one of the worst ones. Here's a guy we ain't talked about much tonight. Chad Cole, Mr. Consistency out here for this league. Every time we turn around, he just climbs up there. Man, look at this fanning out going down the front stretch.
Oh yeah, these guys are bringing all the way down to the inside wall. You're going to see blocking going on and all that stuff. We only have 8 laps left to go, man. These guys are battling. They don't care. But, yeah, Chad Cole definitely. He's been clean pretty much all night. Been in the top 10. I think he's been all the way up to, like, maybe 4th or 5th. He's definitely Mr. Consistency in this league. He's always right there. He's locked into the chase already. So, for him, he's just kind of having a good run, just kind of a Sunday drive for him.
Yes, he is right now sitting in 8th place spot. And Nick Timms, I'm watching him back here battle with Glenn Campbell. Again, Nick, if you're listening, my friend,
you're locked in.
You're locked in. 8 laps to go, you wreck.
He's probably this race. Let him by.
Yeah, let him by. I mean, again,
Glenn's right on his bumper there.
Yeah, here's the thing. And I know, Don. Man, as a racer's mentality, you want to race, you want to win, you want to get out there, you want to be competitive. But man, hey, wait till next week, then put it all on the line. But get there. The big picture is the championship.
Yeah, and right now, Glenn Campbell's all over his bumper right now. He's all over him. Nick just wants to stay in that top 10. That's all he cares about. He's just seeing top 10, top 10.
Yeah, but Glenn Campbell really doesn't have a lot to lose.
He has nothing to lose.
And a bump and run. Now, even if Nick Timms, let's throw the worst case out here because, folks, we're running down on time for the race to be over. I mean, it's lap 53 of 60. Even if he was to get hit, let's say get hit and spun, I still feel like he could still make it because Chris Jaboo is sitting 21st.
Especially since he got those bonus points.
Yeah, he got the bonus points. But do you really want to go into? You want to go in with momentum. You want to go in with a top 10 or 11th or something like that. You want to go. You don't want to go in. Man, I was out there blocking and being aggressive and blah blah blah. Next thing I know, boom. My momentum shot.
Nelson Rivera looked like he got kind of squirrely coming off the corner in front of Nick Timms and Glenn Campbell there.
Sean Castro right there in front of them.
Yeah.
Chad Cole. So I want to watch this because we're getting down to that point where it was last time, Don, that the tire wear, it became an issue.
It's coming close. I mean, this is going to be like a 15-lap run, and you can see some of these guys getting loose coming off the corner, and you see them fanning down there, all of them. All of them going to the inside, going back up. That's the thing that you got to be careful of here. These guys make all those different movements like that, and that's when accidents happen.
You know what? And folks don't understand out there. Why in the world they're doing that? It's kind of snaking down the front stretch and all. Draft plays a factor here. They're getting close to 200 mile an hour going down that front stretch. So that definitely does pull a draft. Going into that turn one is what they're trying to do the best they can. That brings Nick Timms up into the party here. So I want to see if he's going to battle it out as he puts it right on the. I'm
Wow.
going to tell you, boy, Nick's like, man, look,
He's
I know
very
I'm
aggressive here.
And here's the thing. He might be being aggressive to see what his car can do because he understands right now he's pretty much locked in.
Yeah, Nick's all, Nick's a great driver. He is always a little bit on the aggressive side, though, which sometimes it can be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. He's had a good run tonight. Hopefully it stays that way for him. But sometimes you could be a little bit too aggressive when you don't need to be. But right now it's working out for him. He's really doing really good. He's battling it out right there with Chad Cole. He's giving Chad a little bit of a worry. Might lose that. He might get that spot from Chad.
And I'll tell you what, battle's going on right here. This is for the third place. Thomas George, Mike Kelly. They're side by side, 3 wide. Nick Silver's in the mix up there as they'll go door to door. You also got Mitch Rollo. So you got 4 cars going to battle it out as they come off into the turn. Oh. Man, it's going to be a good one so far here. We'll see what we got. Yeah, absolutely. These 2 man guys right now. Definitely a good battle. Nick Silver right on the inside. Thomas George comes to the outside. They're still duking out. 5 to go here at Indianapolis. And they doored it out 3 wide in the back here.
Oh, and Thomas George loses a spot. Then he hits this 46.
And he hangs on to it.
The wall.
He hangs on to it. Nope. Nick Silver's around. Caution out. And that's going to put an end to it.
The race right there.
Let's go back on the replay and watch
contact. I mean, interrupt you. Look like they made contact. They door slammed there, going down the front stretch. Thomas George had more cars behind him with the draft, and they just a lot of racing hard there. Just contact being made between the drivers.
Well, Mike Kelly right there in the 2 machine. He was bumping in the back. They were just doing bumping, and Thomas George just caught the rear bumper. Almost a good save by Nick Silvers. Watching a replay here, but he just bounced off the wall, and luckily nobody hit him because he came right down in front of traffic.
Yeah,
but folks, that's going to put an end to it. Anthony DeBarro is going to win this race here tonight for the season finale here. And we're just looking. Nick Timms.
Where is he?
He fell back to 21st.
Did he get caught up in that wreck somehow?
He didn't caught up. Yeah, he got a little bit of damage on the rear or something.
He sure did. It looked like Glenn Campbell hit him there.
Yeah.
I'm looking back now.
Let me look at something here. He's still safe. So that's still going to be fine. Chad Coleman is 17th. Chris Jabu is going to end up 15th, but the thing about it is just not enough positions to capitalize and catch Nick and them. So pretty much Cadell's in, Chad Coleman's in, Nick Timms in, all those drivers right there at the end are in. Your field is set here.
Awesome.
Run us down, Don, on who the top 16 is here while they're on caution.
Our top 16 right now, Nick Cohan is our leader in the points. Chad Cole, 2nd. Mitch Rollo is going to be 3rd. Thomas J. George. Scott Simley is going to round out the top 5. Then you're going to have Greg Evans, Eric Arnold, Jose Gonzalez, Mike Kelly, E.J. O'Rourke in 10th. And 11th, you're going to have Nelson Rivera, Anthony DeBarro, Corbin Himstreet, and I think Jonathan Goodell is there right now, but I'm thinking we're going to have Nick Thames in that spot as for 14th. Then probably Chad Cole, and then Jonathan Goodell. Is that what you're thinking there?
Well, that's what I'm thinking, but pretty much some of those positions might change throughout the 16th. But the good news is Jonathan Goodell not here tonight. Obviously, we know why. Locked into the chase. Chad Coleman and Nick Timms. They both did what they had to do all night long. Locked themselves in the chase. I'm not taking anything away from Chris Jabu. He did what he had to do to try to secure that spot. So that's your 16, folks. But the winner tonight, Anthony DeBarro, and he is going to put the Camaro in the victory lane here. The first one for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. Man, what a race.
He had a great run tonight. He, got that incident there with Josh Parker when Josh Parker lost it and he was in 2nd. We weren't sure if Anthony DeBarro had damage from that incident or not. And, he just so many factors tonight with that.
Wow, what a race. They had some long green flag runs. few cautions here and there, but man, I tell you, it was a battle.
And how about Mitch Rollo finishing third, started 25th on the field? I mean, he started pretty far back there, and he ended up getting that top three. That podium finish.
And then I guess, like you said, we were
gonna fall. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
Well, we were talking about Anthony DeBarro. Obviously, didn't affect him earlier on with that damage.
No, it didn't affect him earlier in that damage. It looked like his car was fine. It kind of net coated through Josh Parker when he had his incident, but it looked like, you know, that caution when the flag waved. Thomas George was in third place, but I think he claimed the caution, and when you claim a caution, you get end of longest line. So I think that's why he's having to fall all the way back and losing that podium spot.
Well, he did get in the back end of Nick Silver.
Well, you claim your own caution.
There was a lot of bumping.
Yeah, definitely, and you could claim your caution here, and he, you know, I don't know if he claimed it or not, but he, you know, he's going to the end of the field, so that's why he's going to lose that spot.
Yeah, and that's good sportsmanship on his end, and that's the thing. I got to give a good shout out. I do many leagues throughout the week, and everybody is different. Everybody's different rules. I kind of like to let them police themselves like real NASCAR. That's just me. If I ran a league, that's how I'd run it. You can have rule books, but man, I'm gonna tell you, you can get too many rules sometimes.
Definitely, I can understand that, but yeah, man, I hate to see this thing. We had such a good long green flag run there. We had, you know, it was just, I knew we were probably going to get one there at the end because these guys are just racing hard, but man, that was one heck of a race still, man. That was a long green flag run there. Anthony DeBarro, I mean, he definitely didn't luck into this win at all. He's been fast the whole race. I believe he probably led the most laps tonight, but I'm not quite sure.
Fast most of the season. Yeah, he led pretty much most laps here tonight. Actually led, I think he led 44 laps. So yeah, he put it in there most tonight. He's going to put it in victory lane here for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. Good run by him. Tommy Ryan's coming up through there, and Mitch Rollo, another one with a good finish out. So 3 cars there, and yeah, they're all showing up as black cars, but
that's okay.
It's all right.
That's
cool.
Okay. That's okay. We'll get it worked out. It's just that new car paint. Sometimes, you know, technical difficulties with some of these programs they got to use. So sometimes it's out of our control.
Yeah, and man, I tell you, that's just what a race. What a way to end the season. I don't know any other way to say it, any other way to put it. And just what a way to end the regular season, folks, and put this thing in perspective. But we're going to bring up Mitch Rollo right here and get a word in with him, because man, I tell you, he did an outstanding job bringing this thing to the front here. Get a shot to him that we like, but I'll bring him up here and let's get talking with him.
That was fun.
And we got Rich Rollo up here in the booth with us, our third place finisher. How you doing tonight, Mitch? How you feel about your finish?
Well, considering where we restarted on that last restart in 11th and got up to third, I'm feeling pretty fantastic about that one. Almost feels like a win, but no, it was all around an awesome race, and came from the back and finished podium, so it was a good night.
Yeah, definitely. You just talking about coming from the back. Yeah, you gridded 25th place to finish in the top 3. I mean, that's pretty good hard charge in there on your way up through the field. Well, how was the setup? How was the track? How did you feel about your race tonight?
Setup was real tight on entry and through the middle, and then on exit it would just break loose like no one's business. It was crazy, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to next week at Vegas, man.
Yeah, next week we got Las Vegas Motor Speedway we're going to be heading to. You got anybody that might be watching tonight? Any sponsors, friends, family, anybody you want to thank or mention?
Yeah, just all the guys at Boomtown Sim. Definitely big help get me to where I am, and gotta thank my spotter Ben Kilcrease. He started getting up on the box there a few weeks ago for me, and has definitely been a huge help. And you guys up there in the booth, thank you guys for everything you guys do every week. I always enjoy going back and watching these things. And to Transervice Logistics for coming on board this year for the Cup Series. None of this would be possible without them, so big thanks to them.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations on that podium finish there, man. That was a great run for you tonight.
Thanks, man.
That's Mitch Rollo, our third place finisher right there.
Absolutely, man. Third place man, Mitch Rollo, did an outstanding job here, putting it in third place. But let's bring up our second place man here, Tommy Rhines.
We got our second place finisher here, Mr. Tommy Ryan. Started 12th on the grid and got it up to second place, just one spot shy, but still had a great run tonight. How do you feel about your race tonight, Tommy?
I'm a little sweaty. No, that was fun, man. I had to drive the piss out of that thing there at the end, and I just couldn't. I made a few mistakes, and Anthony was making a couple here and there, but not enough for me to have a shot at him. But yeah, man, that was a handful, but it was really fun to drive.
Yeah, that last sprint there, that last 15-lap sprint, everybody got fresh tires and everything. Yeah, it looked like really battling there. You guys are kind of spreading out and getting all, drafting all that stuff going into the corners. Were the tires wearing off in those last 15 laps, or were they pretty much good to the end?
Yeah, man. After a few laps, they would kind of fall off a little bit, and I would start playing around with brake bias as the laps went on, and a couple times, man, I jumped on the brakes in 3 and got it way out of shape, and that's when he pulled out about a half a second. I was able to reel him back in a little bit, but yeah, the tires definitely played into it. And I was getting a little bit of aero push there behind him as well. It felt like overall, man, it was driving great. I'm sure you can see out of the corners, man, I was chasing the thing all the way to the wall, being loose. If you just hit the corner just right, man, it felt like the left front would kind of dig down and rotate the ass end around, and then you have to be careful, especially how much wheel you were giving it out of the corner, and have it matted. But
I heard it was kind of pushy loose tonight, so it was definitely a handful.
Yep, it was, man. It was a lot of fun. I'll say that.
It was definitely fun to watch, man. It was very entertaining watching you guys battle it out on those straightaways. But you got anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors or any teammates you want to mention tonight?
Oh yeah, I got a primary, new primary so far this year is Coastal Safety Officers for all your safety needs, and obviously Northern Tool. Obviously, there's a huge hurricane heading toward the East Coast, and we have stores all in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. So head on over to the north and get you a generator for the storm and keep your lights on.
Yeah, definitely. Want everybody to be safe over there. So that's Tommy Ryan right there, our second place finisher. And yeah, congrats on the great run tonight, Tommy.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, second place man, Tommy Ryan's right there. Well, this guy right here, he had the class of the field all night long and put it in victory lane, Anthony Nabarro, and he's done it most of this season. Anthony Nabarro, Joe White in the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, how you doing tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what, you had the class of the field out there, and you're the first man to put the Camaro in victory lane here at the Sim500 presented by Transervice. What's your thoughts on this track? How was it?
It feels good. I mean, track position definitely helped me out all night, qualifying well, because I knew it was tough to pass. And I think if it was anyone else in the top 5 in front of me, it would have been really tough to pass. So I got lucky with where the cautions fell. I mean, I wish it really would have went green, that incident what Josh had. If it would have I think I would have got right around him and sailed still. But the caution just gave me a little competition with Tommy behind me, which he didn't make it easy, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, you still had an awesome fast machine out there. How was the track throughout the whole entire event?
Just normal Indy discipline. You can't have too much center speed or driving in too deep, because then you're sliding the rear end and exit. It was like a push tight kind of deal, but that's just Indy how it is, no matter what setup you're on.
I got you. Well, hey, either way, you had it figured out, and it was the king out here tonight. And that number 5 machine, we've seen you do it all season long. This is the last race of the regular season. We head to the chase next week. But I tell you what, how you feeling for the rest of the season?
Well, actually, I haven't won since Texas. It's been quite a while. I mean, I let quite a few slip away this year, but it's nice to let everyone know going to the chase that I still got it, and I'm going to be a force to be reckoned with. And hopefully, we just have 9 consistent weeks here and get to Homestead and do what we did today.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, you got anybody out there you want to thank?
Yeah, the guys moved past him. Mitch last night, me and him put his practice. It's been quite a while since we've done that for Monday, and obviously you can see the difference not coming in dry to a Monday night.
Well, awesome. Putting it in victory lane here tonight, Anthony DeBarro. Again, congratulations on winning it here at Indy.
Yeah, congrats.
Thanks.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, let's get our unofficial results order here as Anthony DeBarro does put it in victory lane. Tommy Ryan in second, Mitch Rollo third, Mike Kelly fourth, Sean Castro finishes up in fifth, Nelson Rivera there in sixth, Chad Cole and Selvett seventh, Corbin Henstreet up in eighth, Michael Prester the ninth, and Sean Ewing there in rounds out the top 10 as we look through. Well, we see some guys tried to get here, but the 16 is locked. We're going next week, Don. We start the chase, and it's going to be interesting for those races.
Yeah, our first race of the chase is going to be in Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I love that place. It's going to be a great race. I look forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, for myself, Sim500 Transervice, and me and Don up here in the booth, everyone, we appreciate you coming out. And again, congratulations to Anthony DeBarro putting it in victory lane at Indy. Everyone, have a good night.